Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Parasyte, aka Kiseijuu, episode 21. Alright, and this episode starts off with the soldiers listening to Hirakawa instead of shooting. Again, I don't know where these guys got trained, but clearly they need to rethink their training program, because these dudes just don't understand. They're sitting here and listening to the enemy instead of actually taking them out. But whatever. Whatever. I already talked about that last week. It's whatever. Okay, whatever. Alright. But Hirakawa here, he's talking about a lot of things, really. You know, human numbers should be decreased because the more of us there are, the greater pollution will be to our planet, and how it should be considered a greater crime than manslaughter because it affects all life and not just humans. But us humans, we don't value all life. We only value ourselves, and we're selfish. We're the real parasites. That was essentially what he was saying. We're the real parasitic beasts. Okay. And you know, whatever. Whatever. Like, honestly, we already know humans aren't exactly the best things ever. Like, we are the best things ever, but that doesn't mean we're not bad. We're the best things ever, but at the same time, we still do bad things. So, like, we're the best things ever, while simultaneously being like the worst thing ever. We have the potential to be we have the potential to be both. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So this is no secret. Things Hirakawa are the things this dude was saying, not exactly far off from the truth, but it's not like you could say he's wrong that we value ourselves more than we value the rest of life, especially when we have people in Congress who refuse. Actually, I'm not even getting into that. I'm not even doing it. Okay. The point is that Hirakawa has an opinion. All right, and his opinion is so extreme that he's willing to side with parasites. Okay, and here's the thing about this: eventually, the soldiers do actually shoot this dude. Okay, and when they do that, they realize, along with the rest of us, that Hirakawa isn't actually a parasite. He's legitimately human. He was never taken over. Right, so this dude was a human who sided with the parasites because he hated humanity so much. Okay, so the one thing we can say for sure is that Tamiya Ryoko was right about this dude being different than the rest, because he truly was one of a kind. This dude, different in terms of, he's just not as, he's different from humans because of how much he hates humans, but at the same time he's different among the parasites because he's not a parasite. Okay, so she truly was right about him being different than the rest, no matter how you try to define the rest. Okay, so he's different no matter how you define it. Alright, but that's one little mini storyline here that was ended. The one with Hirakawa, he's dead now. Alright, the second storyline that we end in this episode is the one with Uragami. Alright, he kills that one dude who was... whatever, this dude. I talked about this dude last week, okay? I just don't care. This guy, he just isn't that smart. He's not very good with like cues and everything, social cues, and he's whatever, alright? The point is, Uragami takes this dude out and escapes. We don't know if he actually did escape or not. We never actually got a confirmation of that. But it is possible that he did, since Hirama and these other dudes were kind of focused on other things, and by other things I mean the third storyline here, which is Yamagishi and Goto. Okay, Yamagishi and the rest of these soldiers that were inside, they all go after Goto and they all get wrecked. Okay, like wrecked. Like, these dudes didn't have a chance. He slaughtered a bunch of them at once. And then he was like, you know what, this is going to end too quickly if I do it like this. So then he starts like getting hostages and using the shields, and you know, like, Yamagishi tried to keep him back for a little bit with smoke and crap, and say, like, let's get to the roof, we need open space. Then he goes up to the roof, expecting his guys to be behind him, but they're completely gone now. Goto got to them before Yamagishi even realized it, man. This dude, Goto, oh my god. Then he took out Yamagishi, took his head off, and threw it off the roof, man. Oh, man. This dude, Goto, oh my god. I don't know what they're gonna do with this dude. fire, I guess. Like, that's the only thing. That's the only thing. That's the only glimpse of a plan that they have right now, using fire against this dude to catch him off guard. But I mean, that method, you've got one shot to take him out, and even then, you're still gonna have freaking Miki to deal with. So I mean, I mean, it's this dude Goto. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this dude. All right. But we do know what his goal is here. After he jumps off the roof, he essentially declares that he's going to take out Shinichi, because he doesn't feel like he can have closure unless he takes out Shinichi, because Shinichi is kind of responsible for a bunch of this. Alright? But instead of taking him out there, he got tired and he left. Which is what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want them to try and use some plot device to postpone the fight for no reason other than just buying time, you know. And I don't know, maybe this is Madhouse interfering. Maybe the manga didn't actually do this and it just got to it right away, and Madhouse is only doing it to fill up the full 24 episodes. But I doubt it. I think this is, I would assume this is something that the manga did as well. I mean, it's plot device. I mean, which I'm not trying to say that they handled it poorly. Okay, it is possible to handle a plot device well, but it's still a plot device at the end of the day. Okay, I mean, you can dress it up however you want. You can execute it as well as you possibly can, but a plot device at the end of the day is still a plot device. Okay, and it's disappointing. But they did handle it well, so it's not like I can hate on it too much. But yeah, it's you know, I went on record last week saying I did want this, you know, just get everything done with. Don't postpone it for no reason other than postponing it to waste time, buy time, you know. But whatever, they did handle the fear and paranoia stuff well, so whatever. All right, fear and paranoia. All right, the story here is that Migi ended up going to sleep, so Shinichi realized that he had absolutely no way of sensing Goto, which means Goto could come up behind him and he wouldn't even know it, right? And because of this, he ends up freaking out, and he runs into a bunch of people, but eventually he gets to Murano, right? And she obviously knew something was up with him, all right? And Shinichi just left, went to the park, and Murano went looking for him to try and comfort him, I guess you could say. Right? And she invited him back to her place, which kind of came out of nowhere because it's just out of character. It's just out of character because she's so conservative, you know? So it's just weird, which, you know, maybe it's just me. Because I can be honest, if any other series were to do this the exact same way that Parasyte did, I would probably be fine with it. It's just that Parasyte is so good that I just have ridiculously high expectations. So I expect everything to be perfect, which isn't fair at all, but I can't help it. I can't help it. If it's nonstop, if it's just nonstop greatness, and I kind of expect it to stay that way. I have really high expectations, and I expect it to be perfect, which isn't fair, but still, I don't know. It's the way this was done. It was like, it was like handling of this. It was like a 90% instead of a 100%, which is what I expected. Which for the I just made that up off the top of my head. That 90% number. Don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that. Like that's the. I'm just saying, like, I expected it to be executed perfectly, and instead of getting that 100, I got that 90, or whatever, the obligatory, whatever, just random number you want to pick, okay? So, 98, 99 even, the guy just expected it to be a 100. So my unrealistically high expectations were not met, but still it was fine, right? It was still fine. That's just a personal problem, I guess. But it was still fine. One question I have is, why is Murano just ignoring Shinichi's scar and trying to pretend that she doesn't see or feel it? I expected her to say something like, not question him about it, but say, you know, I won't bug you about it now, but whenever you are ready to tell me, you can. Like, I didn't expect her to actually, like, pursue the issue. I just expected her to, at the very least, acknowledge it, not pretend like it didn't exist, and then just tell me, you know, listen, whenever you're ready, just tell me. I won't, just like I said, you know, I won't force the issue. Just, you know, whenever you're ready, tell me. All right. But whatever, not a big deal. Again, that's just nitpicking. Overall, I'd give the episode an 8 out of 10. I thought it was good. And yeah, that's that, you guys. Episode gets an 8 out of 10. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to find a place to put up this new poster I got. I need to find a place to put up this Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 poster, which you might be asking yourself, why does this dude have a poster for Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1? And my answer to that would be, the poster is better than the movie itself. And it was free, and I had the opportunity to get it, so I figured, why not? It's free, it looks cool, so I'll get it. Alright, most of my posters are free, actually. This Guardians of the Galaxy one was free. I have this K poster up here, which was technically free. I got it when I went to go see the last Naruto the movie, which is awesome, by the way. It's awesome. Alright, if you just need to see it. Alright. And I did pay for my ticket to see that, but the poster came for free with it because they ran out of posters for the actual movie, so they just said, here, take these. Right, so technically it was free, but I had to pay for the ticket in order to get it for free. So I mean, it's kind of free, but you know, not really, but kind of. All right, then I have my Enter Tomorrow and Iron Man posters over there. All right, I got those for free as well, thanks to school, just the organization I'm involved in. But whatever, that's not the point. The point is, I need to find a place to go put this up. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Go watch K if you haven't yet. First 6 episodes are okay, but the last 7 are awesome. Okay, like, you'll be watching it thinking, like, I just can't. Like, trust me, I did too. The first time I watched it, I was like, because I watched it more than once. I watched it twice, right? Because that's how good it is, all right? But when I watched the first time as it was airing, I'm thinking to myself, you know, this anime is kind of mediocre. I really don't feel like finishing it, to be honest, but I stuck it out because people were saying, you know, the director said himself, you know, the first 6 episodes are just the first 6 episodes are just okay, but the last 7, episode 7, that's when things really pick up, and that's when it gets awesome. So I kept watching until episode 7, and I was not, I was satisfied. You know, it really is a great anime. If you finish off 13, I almost teared up at the end of that last episode. It was just beautifully done, okay? But so if you haven't seen K, you should go watch K. It's licensed by Viz Media. I mentioned this in my Tokyo Ghoul live reaction too, but it's licensed by Viz Media. If you haven't seen it yet, you should. Even if you don't think you'll like it after like the first episode, to force yourself to watch until at the very least episode 7, because episode 7 is when things start to happen, okay? Then by the end of episode 13, it's great, okay? But anyway, that's it, you guys. Episode gets an 8 out of 10. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.